let's go down the rabbit hole one more time until next week. And it's going to be the big one. It's going to be the big one.
Whenever the subject of Noah Antwiler, also known as the Spoony one, is discussed online, the conversation will almost always turn to his loss.
Betrayal!
Most discussion around him takes the form of informal opinion pieces, either written as forum posts or recorded on video, typically created by fans and former fans, and these follow a similar pattern. They state that the quality of his content has diminished considerably, and while they hope he will one day return to making his old style of content, they believe this change unlikely. These critiques often read like eulogies, and from them it is clear that his reputation has turned from that of an amusing reviewer to a mentally unstable rambler. So who was Spoony?
Who
Why
was
he
Spoony?
So lauded, and how did he lose his fame?
His TRPG stories were funny. Jib Jab.
By the mid-2000s,
Remember Jib Jab?
internet video media had grown in popularity both in terms of creation and viewership. Though consumer-grade video production tools were limited at the time, amateur producers would use their limited resources to create content
AVGN. This game sucks.
Video games and movies.
Actually, Castlevania Simon's Quest isn't that bad, but it's actually a very early example of the Igavania format. Oh yeah, also, I don't know if he's probably gonna mention this, but Spoony did give a negative reputation for Final Fantasy X, which we're still feeling the ripples. Well, the ripples are settling now because people are realizing, oh yeah, this game's actually really good. It's just a little awkward because it's teen romance.
The most notable example was James Rolfe, later known as the Angry Video Game Nerd, who began creating videos in 2004, playing an exaggeratedly angry character, delivering harsh criticism for bad and sometimes obscure games released on the NES. This came at a time when internet speeds were generally increasing, making video more accessible as long as they were sufficiently
5
compressed.
times faster,
And in fact,
56K.
made the quality of the recording equipment relatively less important. With no centralized location to host their content,
nowadays we have fiber for that.
Would purchase their own internet domains and upload videos there, where they could be accessed with proprietary video players or downloaded. Knowledge of these sites spread by word of mouth and on internet forums, where they gained significant popularity. However, the perceived entrepreneurial opportunities were limited, and so these videos typically stayed in the realm of hobbyists. As these videos were growing their audience, a few web designers and programmers were creating video hosting sites where users could upload
there he
their
is,
content
James
without the need for
Chen.
purchasing or designing their own
James
website.
Chen.
For example, in February of 2005, YouTube was made public, and only 3 months later, in May, Blip.tv was released.
Remember
Over the next 2
Blip?
years, as these video hosting sites were being discovered, internet users would be inspired by content such as that of James Rolfe, and soon, they too were creating reviews of media that they perceived as being mediocre or poor, which they would upload onto these more convenient services. It was in this wave of content production that Noah Antwiler created his first videos. On January 4th, 2007, Noah released his first video, a review of the game The Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Wait, I'm sorry, Fred, but that's not how you say that. Unfortunately, that's not how you say it. You're gonna have to brace your ears for this one because yeah, that's not how you say it. Because it's something more like The Adventures of Bayou Billy. I am so sorry for that one. I'm gonna do it again. The Adventures of Bayou Billy. You gotta say it like that.
Referring to himself as the Spoony one.
The Spoony one. You Spoony bod!
A point he admits in the opening of the video.
I know there's a lot of guys out there doing video game reviews like the Angry Video Game Nerd and RMake21. I love those guys to death, and I'm not necessarily trying to steal their thunder.
The core structure
Ooh,
consists of
so
himself improvising narration over footage of the game, interspersed with clips of
whoa,
himself.
whoa, that
talking
wobbly
or live
interlacing.
playing.
Wow.
Anyway, Billy's got 2 attacks, a punch and a kick. The punch being a short-range attack that doesn't hurt, and a kick, which is a slightly longer-range attack that doesn't hurt. He's got a...
This first video received
Ad-libbing.
significant attention at the
Classic.
time, and so he went on to produce more videos in a similar fashion, with what came to be his signature crude humor, hyperbolic rhetoric, and exaggerated
Oh no, the
demeanor.
D&D
A
game.
dwarf boots him in the shins, and he's dead. Now I'm running in another one of these draconians, the ones who keep backing up.
Stop backing up, you freaking coward.
Come on. There's
Pussy.
No way to fight. Oh, he just like pulls a 1-8, and I got
And he fucking dies. Rock falls, everyone dies.
He also would create videos featuring audio CDs, where he would listen to them and occasionally pause them to deliver commentary. The general production quality on these videos
Hey,
would
look,
vary,
it's the-
but as
it's
he
the
created more,
robot.
he would begin to
It-
borrow
it's the
editing traits
robot.
similar to those used by people producing similar content.
Hey, how in the hell do you get the game out of here?
Yeah, how do you get the game out? Microcosm. Shout out to Psygnosis. Oh. Whoa! T-shirt. Oh!
In these videos, he
There
would
goes the
sometimes
resale
allude to certain
value.
facts about his life. He referred to himself as a, quote, psychological mess, and noted that he had depression, was jobless, and had been living in his parents' house for all 27 years of his life up to this point.
We call this foreshadowing.
During 2007, he created a 7-part review of the game
Oh,
Final Fantasy
here we
VIII,
go.
which grew his viewer base
FF8.
considerably. This series was released over the course of 6 months, from April to October, though he would later return to expand this review with 4
Squeal-loop
additional
fart.
videos.
For those of you who can't speak Latin, the chorus is saying real gay, sissy gay, 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 gay.
Ow.
Gay, gay, sissy,
Fucking
gay,
Cypher.
gay, sex, Astroglide, glory hole, ball.
Orlando Bloom as the
His popularity
pathetic
would earn him a
codependent.
place among-
Her name is Rorona. I think. Don't. Yeah, this is actually where a lot of the Final Fantasy 8 and 10 hate comes from. It's Spoony.
a body of other well-known reviewers, a place that would also serve as a refuge for his content to protect him from the attack that was about to occur.
What? My forehead hurts. Got my fucking forehead sliced. Thanks, Slifer, you dickhead.
In early
This is
2008,
Cypher.
YouTube
Slifer's
abruptly began
the
suspending
executive
accounts of
producer.
numerous high-profile video creators, claiming that they were infringing upon
Konami.
copyright by including footage of movies and games. They also were flagged for
Oh,
having
no.
inappropriate content, though the definition of inappropriate seems
Shit.
inconsistent. This was likely a move made by movie and game
Boom.
producers to prevent negative opinion about their work from spreading, as well as music licensors attempting to retain control of their intellectual property. This purge of content was highly visible, affecting some of the most popular
the first
creators on the
YouTube
platform.
death-
Noah was no exception to this problem.
first
3 of his
YouTube
videos had been
thing.
struck by copyright
Ripper!
claims, and his channel
This guy.
was clearly in jeopardy of
This
being
guy.
suspended entirely.
Because of
like
the
the
walking,
others.
I'm in a
In
point
order
and
to
click.
continue safely
This
releasing
guy.
content, he created a video in May urging people to visit his website, SpoonyExperiment.com, where he had subsequently
This
been
guy.
uploading his videos as an alternative platform.
Play it Bogart, suspended. Armic 21, gone.
Everyone's
but not forgotten.
slatered.
And the latest casualty, the angry video game nerd.
Even
Also
James?
suspended for various reasons. Now,
Damn.
I'll say that again. If you want to find me, go to my website. I'm going to put the link up there again.
Go to
at
the
end of this video.
website.
If you like these videos, I have
My left ear
more
enjoys
on
this.
my website. Plus,
If
I
it
have
weren't
those
for the
posts on an
music,
account where I
if
actually
it
get
weren't
paid
for the
to
music,
watch
I would have my
I was
ear
thinking
would have
of
gone
leaving YouTube
insane.
anyway, because I don't get paid here.
But this would not serve as his primary mode of content distribution for long. Approximately a year prior,
There
another
he
content
is.
creator
It's
named
Doug.
Doug
It's
Walker had
Douglas
quickly found
Walker,
success
nostalgia
reviewing
critic.
older movies, such
You
as
can't-
the
you didn't pay
live-action
for
Teenage
hosting.
Mutant Ninja Turtles films
Yeah.
and Space Jam under the moniker
Space
of the
Jam.
Nostalgia Critic. In light of the channel shutdowns on YouTube, Doug had moved away from the platform to release content solely on his own website, That Guy with the Glasses, in April of 2008,
In your
with
house?
videos
In
hosted on
3D land?
Twitch.tv. Only 2 months after Noah voiced his concerns about his channel being closed, he was invited to host his content on That Guy with the Glasses alongside
Ooh,
the Nostalgia
nice.
Critic, making him one of the first to join. He began by uploading some of his earlier reviews to the site, likely so they could reach a new audience and be safe.
That
in case
website
his
is such
YouTube
ass.
channel was taken
So
down.
true.
But soon, his core content was exclusively
Dirty
being
Dancing,
uploaded to That Guy with
the
the
PC
Glasses
game.
and his personal website, consisting largely of edited reviews. By utilizing online advertising,
official
website was
PC
beginning to make
game of the
significant amounts of
movie.
money, enough so that when
Wowee.
Noah lost his new job late that year, he opted not to look for another and instead devote himself full-time to producing videos.
Dirty
It was
Dynasty
during this
Warriors
time that he met a
dancing.
woman named Scarlett, who
Yeah.
he would begin dating, and soon she would redesign his site and serve as webmaster while helping manage the forums. Over the course of 2008 and 2009, as That Guy with the Glasses gained increasing popularity, Noah would release some of
Street
his most
Fighter
beloved
2010.
content while he improved
Can't
his
believe this
creation
actually
process,
happened
though it was still
16
marked
years
by a
ago.
characteristic
A little
amateurishness,
background.
which internet users found endearing or less important than the writing. and
Ken
acting.
Fights
He
Monsters.
quickly expanded to include
Reuse
other
nowhere to
forms
be
of
seen
content, including vlogs
found.
and commentary-style videos reminiscent of Mystery Science Theater 3000. His
Wait, is
riffing
this
on
Phantasmagoria 2?
2 and Ripper proved particularly popular.
Do you ever sneak into your boss's office and start just pawing through his photos?
You've got to stop it or I will.
I'll kill you, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Ah, yes, the Christmas party. We all
Yeah.
have fond memories of that one.
Yeah, I remember the
I
Christmas
have a
party.
photographic memory of all the times I've been beaten up.
However, his most appealing
Funny.
content remained his reviews, which would still be released on a semi-regular basis, sometimes less than
This
2
guy.
weeks apart. Eventually, the site grew so popular that Blip.tv made
Nightmare.
an advertising deal with YouTube, so videos on That Guy with the Glasses could appear on the platform again, returning their content to the place from which they had originally fled. As time
Nice.
went on and more reviewers were added to the site's cast, Noah would participate in crossover episodes, which quickly had become a tradition on That Guy with the Glasses, and he became one of the most prolific
It's
crossover
me, the
reviewers,
Lightbringer.
often at the expense of his
It's
own
me, the
production
Lightbringer.
cycle. On January 19, 2009, he made his first appearance on a comic review series entitled
It's him!
Across the
It's
Fourth Wall,
Dr.
created by a man
Insano!
named Louis Lovehog, where he played Dr. Insano, a
Dr.
parody of the mad scientist
Insano!
trope who would eventually become an
Professor
antagonist for Lewis's
Psychotic!
character. Soon, Dr. Insano would make appearances in Noah's own work as a frequently recurring
Dr.
character
Insano.
and as a mascot.
Spoony
This was an
becomes
early part
Dr.
of another trend
Insano.
for the site, where significant time in the videos was given over to skits, usually placed in the opening and closing of videos, and
Of
they helped
course.
to spread Noah's influence and raise his viewership even further.
That was the
Noah's
style
own
at the
videos,
time.
however, seemed to be mostly devoid of these skits and elongated cameo appearances, preferring to remain mostly dedicated to the central theme of his work, which helped him stand apart from the other creators on the site and exist slightly outside the group. But alongside this positive attention, the first signs of trouble were beginning to show. Throughout 2009, even as his popularity was growing, his attitude towards some of his viewers was becoming more antagonistic as he reacted strongly to negative criticism. The forums on his website became
begins.
notorious for the way that less than favorable discussion of Noah would often result in a ban. In March
Banned.
of that year,
Ding
he had
dong
created
banu,
a
end of
Twitter
line.
account where he would sometimes react strongly to those who criticized him. In one tweet, referencing his forums, he mocked those critics, writing, quote, "Wah, Spoony's being mean and angry again, and he's banning people. And he took my lolly. It's my site, Bandy.
He took
I'll
my
do the
lolly!"
fuck I want." Since Scarlett was often
Ban
the one to
meat.
issue these bans,
Jesus.
she received much of the ire from the forums.
Oh, no.
Despite these issues, the discussion around Noah was still mostly positive. On December 16th, 2009, the online publication Mashable revealed its Open Web Award winners, which conducted online polls to select exemplary users of social media. Of the 50 awards, Noah won Funniest Person to Follow, but his reception was lukewarm. He wrote, quote, "I debated with myself a long time on whether or not to post anything about this matter. I thought I might be feeding the trolls, but I think
Man,
this
remember
needs to be
that
addressed.
phrase, feeding the
First of all,
trolls?
thank you all for the extraordinary support and well wishes this year that helped me to win the Open Web Award for Funniest Person of the Year. I'm truly
Nice.
touched and honored by your support and hope that I'll continue to earn it. That said, the celebration is tainted a great deal for me because of a few bad eggs out there who continue to post cruel and hateful things on the blog and on the forums. I'm very upset right now. In fact, some of the comments lately have left me completely outraged. I've taken down my latest video and I don't intend to remake it.
What was that
because
video,
honestly,
I wonder?
I'm not in the mood. I don't feel like being funny, and you don't want to see me in front of the camera right now. These wanton emotional attacks on hard-working, innocent people have to stop. I don't mind if you come after me. In a way, I open myself up for it. I'd prefer if you didn't insult me, of course, but I can take it. Where I draw the line is when you make hateful, ignorant comments about my friends, family, and loved ones. These belligerent, crude comments have caused more harm than you know. It's not fair. It's not warranted. There's no call to ever say such awful things to anyone, and I'm tired of it. And I know that I'm only addressing a scant few people out there. I have thousands and thousands of fans, almost all of
Feeding
whom are
the
astoundingly
trolls.
generous,
Yup.
kind, and supportive.
This
I know
post
you're good
alone
people,
is
and I never
already
get to
feeding the
thank
trolls.
these
He already
fans enough.
lost.
It sucks that I have
Let's
to
be
stop
real.
the presses, drag the whole party down, and give these cowards the attention they don't deserve. Unquote. During 2009, Noah was beginning to
Any
diversify
attention is
his
good
content.
attention.
In December of that year, he had begun a series entitled Wrestle Wrestle, where he talked in long-form, unedited videos about pro wrestling, especially TNA
Wrestling.
and WWE. These rants would consist largely
Wrestling.
of complaints about the most recent events, often being shouted emphatically and passionately.
We're watching because it tells a story. We're watching because we'd like to pretend. We'd like to escape for a little bit.
It's still real to me, damn it!
But you might as well just... You're not even trying, are you?
These
Man.
videos would range from half an hour in length to an hour and a half.
God damn.
It's time for the Spoony One Wrestling Show.
The Spoony
The
One
popularity of
Wrestling
these videos
Show.
was far below that of his regular content, and people
Why are you talking about
complained that he
wrestling?
was
Talk about
beginning to
video
create projects that
games.
distracted
Who
him from producing his
cares?
core reviews. To help mitigate backlash, he gave this series its own website in August of 2010. 1 month later, Noah announced a contest based on his popular reviews of the Ultima series. In Ultima 3, one enemy was apparently the ground and the grass, which
wall,
would spring up and
the
attack the player. And so
floors.
he put out a call for people to make short films based on the concept of fighting grass. How he handled this contest, however, was controversial. The prize for the contest was an autographed picture of himself, a fact that reflected his growing ego. Once the entries were given,
That's
he
it?
would re-upload them and collect the ad revenue. Any negative discussion of this was censored on his forums, but even so, this
Wow.
seemed largely not to bother his viewers. This
Nice.
contest was remarkably popular. Over 140 different videos were submitted by people eager to receive Noah's attention, and if the original video creators had qualms with Noah's handling of their content, it didn't show online. Soon afterwards, however, Noah's relationship with Scarlett ended. The details of the breakup are uncertain, but it appears that she
What a
was the one to
shame.
break up with Noah, and he would later refer to her in an unfavorable way, even as she maintained her relationship with other That Guy with the Glasses creators. Despite this setback, Noah was becoming a regular at gaming and nerd culture events and conventions.
I
including the
remember
Electronic
Cherry
Entertainment
Nos.
Expo, the Screw Attack Gaming Convention,
man.
and the Penny Arcade Expo, among numerous smaller ones, where he would often speak at panels. It was also during this year that he started another series entitled Counter Monkey, in which he recounted stories of tabletop role-playing
There it is,
sessions.
Counter
While
Monkey,
mostly
the
unscripted
TTF,
and unedited,
the tabletop
these proved remarkably
stories.
popular, though still nowhere near as popular as his normal videos. 2011 went on smoothly
Gotta
for
love
his
TT
content as it grew
tabletop
ever more popular,
horror
and his goal of
stories.
becoming a film actor and comedian came closer to realization. But very suddenly, this run of good fortune would end. On May 11th, 2012, Noah published a series of tweets to Jesu Otaku, another content creator on the website, which read in part, quote, "You know, if things don't work out with you and Nash076, I'd be happy to chain you to a pipe in my basement and love you. My way. My way of loving someone is dirty and painful and ends in tears." He apologized to her shortly after. While this tweet went mostly unregarded for a month, it was referenced again by another
is this
person from the
Riz?
site by the name
This
of
isn't-
Obscurus Lupa.
This is
in
not
an
Riz. This is
interaction between the
Riz.
two. Part of it reads
El
with
Riz.
Lupa saying, quote, "Seriously, I can't follow you anymore, dude." Noah antagonizes her by saying, "Aw, Obscurus Lupa hates me now too. Gonna have to bust out the Adele playlist for this breakup." Lupa replies by saying, "You joked about chaining Hope up in your basement and raping her. I got no sympathy for you."
Yeah, this was back when Twitter was very restricted. 1 retweet and 2 likes. Wow.
This negative attention was eventually made known
Jesus
by other
Christ.
creators on That Guy with the Glasses, then renamed to Channel Awesome. Noah grew passive-aggressive. He wrote, "Is there punishment harsh enough for scum as loathsome as me? I really don't know what else I need to do. I've apologized. I've begged. Is it blood you want? Tears? I
Yes.
can rend my clothes asunder and wear sackcloth. Flagellate myself with a barbed whip? I can do it. I
Okay,
will.
maybe not
I mean,
that
God,
far.
I made a bad joke. I'm sorry. I fucked up. Jesu Otaku, Obscurus Lupa, I'm sorry already.
Uh-oh.
Please, take my
Yeah, remember
penis,
when
burn it.
he said
I'm
that
worse
he had
than
mental
Hitler.
illness?
I should roast in hell if there was a pit deep enough for my sin. I beg forgiveness, knowing full well I wouldn't be worth pissing on if my face were on fire." In response, Noah was given a 3-week suspension from Channel Awesome.
What a Oh, look at that chapter name. This is also foreshadowing.
While some accused Obscurus Lupa of dredging up a tweet made a month prior to cause drama, she reinforced her opinion in a blog post entitled "The Uncomfortable Subject of Rape Jokes," where she states that there had been discomfort between her and Noah before. She wrote, quote, "Was I offended? Yes. Did I only say something a month later? Yes. And it doesn't matter. That doesn't change what it was, and I'm standing my ground on this. I don't care if the person who said it is popular or more funny than I am. That doesn't make it right. It was a coworker and a friend. Was this the only thing that set me off? Absolutely not. Was this the reason for what eventually happened? No. But this is what my deal was, and why I said what I said."
Counter argument. Does anyone here even remember Obscurus Lupa aside from that? And a few other incidental things? No further comment.
Somewhere in Noah's rash of defensive replies, he attacked one of the fans of another creator at Channel Awesome.
You remember
named
the
Jason
name now that you
Lara,
heard
who
it?
went by the name Lord
funny.
Cat. Shortly afterwards,
Exactly.
on June 21st, 2012,
Exactly.
Jason recorded his regular live talk show called Lord Cat Live, and in the second part, he talked extensively about his experience with and opinions of Noah.
I've worked with Noah before, just like I've worked with many people with That Guy with the Glasses. I've had a
Heavily
lot of respect
edited
people
for
with That Guy with the
brevity.
Glasses,
Because this is a long one.
and I no longer respect Noah Antwiler. I used to respect him because I felt he put a lot of work into his videos. The man is possibly the single largest waste of talent I've seen in a very long time.
That
And
is
I am sitting here
fucking
today telling you,
true.
Noah Antwiler, you need to give up. You are the second most loathsome person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing. You shit all over your fans, and then you shit on my fans. You think you're something, but you're a fucking nobody. You live out there in your fucking desert in the middle of nowhere, proclaiming you're gonna be this fucking actor somewhere, and you're too much of a bitch to move out to LA and follow your dreams. You're too much of a fucking pussy. You're a fucking coward. You're a loser. You're a loser. You wanna know why?
Okay, I'm gonna have to
Because you're a
rescind that.
fucking loser.
I'm gonna have to rescind that.
You're lame. You got a small dick and you're fucking afraid of it. How about you act like a professional for once?
Yeah, move to Hollywood.
Fucking retard.
Yeah,
also
move to
lame.
Hollywood. Yeah, move to Hollywood. Bankrupt yourself. Live in a fucking box. You don't want to follow your dreams. Apparently, Lord Cat has tits now. What do you mean by this? Does he have moobs, or did he go insane? Or did he go insane, so to speak? But yeah, bankrupt. Yeah, put out a loan. Move out. Move to Los Angeles. Live in a fucking box. Live in a cardboard box. Get high on Fent. Get high on Fent. Die on the street of necrosis. Yeah. Yeah, he went insane. Yeah, and guess what happened? And yeah, you know what? Guess what happened? Guess what happened to him? Well, yeah. It's once again, better to burn out than to fade away. Spoony would have never made it as an actor. Exactly. Might as well stay in your little shit box and at home over, bankrupting yourself, moving to LA like literally every other streamer. I was born in this shithole.
Noah for ruining career opportunities for him.
But I think it's time the whole world, Spoony, heard just how much of a fucking idiot you truly are. You and that other idiot, Joe. When you were at
Joe,
and you decided to go up and down the hallways, screaming about XCOM
Why do you have
betrayal, and Joe decided
pissed
to ask
off
people, can I choke you on camera?
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
Real time.
Yeah.
And
so I saw the footage.
Here we
and
go.
There was one word searing through my mind, like bolts of fire.
Here we go.
And that word, betrayal.
Betrayal! Betrayal! Betrayed me! This game sucks! This was referring to like OG at like to enemy unknown, right? Lord Cat says you got act professional. Also, Lord Cat ad hominem attacks, calling him retard, pussy. You have a small dick. Well, guess what? I'm not making that joke. That's a little too mean.
There's nothing to do with XCOM. Nothing.
I think this
Nothing.
is the birth of Angry Spoony.
Nothing to do with XCOM. Like the first thing they did, they were like, okay, here's XCOM, it's got aliens, and it's like
Ooh.
Guess what happened, Spoony? Guess what fucking happened? The whole gaming industry turned its back on me. Not you, not Joe, not Blistered Thumbs, me.
This is bullshit, by the way. I think this is bullshit.
I went to GDC the following year, and I had a chance to interview Notch, Mojang, specifications.
Mojang, by the way. It's not Mojang, it's Mojang.
Fucking chance. He was hot.
Who the fuck is Lord Cat anyway? I don't fucking know. Some pissed guy.
It was gonna be amazing.
Who,
and you know what happened?
Yeah.
The representative at Mojang caught wind that we were going to interview Notch. And he stepped in. And he said, oh, I've heard of you. You're with that guy with the glasses. You're with Blistered Thumbs. And I tried to tell them, no, I'm not. But he said my name was associated with them. And he heard what you did.
He plays games until he wins.
Making a fucking jackass of yourself at E3. You fucking moron. So they shot it down.
I'm pretty sure this story was bullshit. Like, it's been debunked recently.
You were the guy at E3. They thought I was the guy at E3 making a jackass of everyone. I was there trying to be a legitimate member of the business of the gaming industry, and I've worked my ass off to separate myself from you. Every time.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, by the way.
Every single fucking time. You act like a complete fucking jackass. It has repercussions for everyone you're associated with, and you don't give a shit.
The day after Jason...
I still think that whole betrayal thing, that was about XCOM... The Bureau. It was about the Bureau, or like the first draft of XCOM, where it's an FPS. Wow. But if it was referring to that and the Bureau, yeah, definitely warranted. Even if you got that interview, that single interview with Notch would not have made him famous. Yeah, at the time, everyone was interviewing Notch. Get real, dude.
Stream on June 22nd, an announcement was made on the Channel Awesome website. It reads in part, quote, after recent events, Noah, the Spoony One Antwiler, and Channel Awesome have decided to part ways. Noah has made it clear that he wishes to pursue a course that is different from our own. We feel that with these different aims, it is better for Noah to be
it was
free
the
to pursue his
FPS.
own
Yeah,
goals
it's completely
unhindered
warranted
by
then.
us.
No, literally nobody
Unquote.
wanted it.
4 days later, on
Literally
June
nobody
26th,
wanted it.
Noah revealed that he had been diagnosed with bipolar II disorder, which compounded upon his already present heart troubles. On September 12th, less than 3 months later, he spoke about his departure in a commentary track for the Channel Awesome film To Boldly Flee, in which he had taken part.
Oh no.
I suppose that I should address the pink elephant in the room by talking about my departure from Channel Awesome.
The worst
that,
Channel Awesome movie, by the way, To Boldly Flee.
Most because there were some
actually
bad
legitimately dog shit.
that stemmed from it.
Legitimate
kinda
abysmal dog shit.
Theory that Lupa got me fired somehow for making a joke on Twitter. I handled it very poorly. Knowing me, I'm the kind of guy who likes to touch raw nerves, and so naturally I started poking sticks at, Lupa, so to speak. That is literally like one of my friends. He really likes to make things, like bad things, worse. What got me quote-unquote fired, and it didn't really stem my departure. It wasn't like that. It
also,
didn't
Noah
help,
went from getting 5,000 a month to
I guess
only
the first thing I would talk
104
about is
a month.
There's kind of a financial aspect to this, and
I wonder if Fred's going to
in many
mention
ways,
that.
I just didn't need Channel Awesome anymore. I just didn't, in the sense that it was a really one-sided relationship. But also, on another respect, their website is so poorly designed. It really is atrocious. My videos are so buried beneath a nest of, layered, rooted menus that if you wanted to find my stuff, I think I'm under, like, blistered thumbs, side critics, and, like, I'm so far buried you can't see what I'm doing. And I'm one of the more popular guys on that site, or I was. And the reason there were hurt feelings was because of the Nutso situation on Twitter, where I really did start acting like a bastard and started, like, really slacking people.
Hey, it's that guy from Battlefield Earth, where the Dutch angles.
You can't go doing that and not expect repercussions. And so, that kind of spurred the discussion on where I wanted to go and how much I was willing to. Basically, they talked to me and they said, you can't be this way online. And I go, why? And I go, why? I can say what I want. And so that was my being a bitch. But they were like, you represent the company now. And we can't have somebody representing the company if they're going to act like this. And I go, fair enough. I said, fair enough.
Damn,
I want
to
be me. I want to say what I want to say. Even if
also, Noah is right.
So,
trying to find anyone on that guy with the glasses was tortured because everyone is hidden behind multiple layers of nested sub-menus.
I wasn't. Really
I didn't even know Larry was part of.
Sorry, the situation turned so ugly.
Channel Awesome.
It wasn't even the kind of joke
until he started doing Fact Hunt.
Kind of joke, but even so, if it was inappropriate, so what? It's not the. There was a fair amount of hypocrisy.
And he just kept going.
Noah's departure
there he is,
from
Dr.
Channel Awesome
Insano!
didn't stop him from publishing videos, and he still would do crossovers with the members, especially Lewis. He continued to release on a fairly regular basis on his website and his YouTube channel.
He was there
Shortly
until the site
afterward,
just
he
went
began dating
under.
a woman named April, and by February she had appeared in a vlog-style video with him, reviewing food items from a Japanese supermarket.
They carefully they blend the panda into a fine paste.
They have to carefully extract its flavor nodules.
And then they
delicious panda fluid.
However, by 2013, the release of his core content had slowed to a trickle. Throughout the year, he only released 11 reviews in his normal format, which was approximately half the number of releases compared to 2011, a concerning metric when his release schedule was already slower than that of other contemporary creators.
Also, this game is very fun.
Clout in the gaming community, however, and he would continue to speak at conventions.
Gotta remember
and
SGC.
even conduct an interview with Richard Garriott, one of the leads for the Ultima games.
British.
Despite the slower release schedule, Noah had
Lord
become remarkably
British.
active on Twitter, chronicling much of his life and his thoughts on social media. He became known for his strong emotional responses to provocation. For example, on July 18th, 2013, when some people disagreed with his middling reception of Man of Steel, he wrote, "What would have made you happy? Ecstatic, high-speed masturbation on the movie poster? Self-flagellation? You wanted an opinion." But his largest change wouldn't come until the fall.
He was so real for this. Who even liked Man of Steel? I mean, except for the people that looked at some of the other Zack Snyder films and went, oh yeah, it could have been so much worse.
Year. On April 14th, 2014,
Spoony is proof that some people
Noah
shouldn't
opened a
use
Patreon
Twitter.
campaign where viewers could pledge
there it
monthly
is.
amounts to support him in exchange for rewards. Some of
There
these
it
included
is.
an autographed photo at $15, a personalized voicemail message at $25,
$25 for an
personalized movie
email?
riff video at $50. The strangest, however, was the $100 reward tier. The opportunity to watch a live-streamed session of Cards Against
I
Humanity.
didn't say
Soon after
some.
launch, this Patreon
Oh,
campaign was a
people,
massive
full
success.
stop.
While the records for the first 11 months appear to be lost, it's known that
I
after
mean,
only
fair.
6 months, he was receiving $5,000 a month.
Hot
on it. This amount was a
damn!
threshold for him to create a feature-length movie, but when he made a video to announce it, he seemed more concerned than elated.
Uh-oh.
Somehow, you guys have reached the Patreon goal.
Heavily
where,
edited for
It
brevity.
was listed that I
Oh
would start
god,
working
this
on a
Chronicle...
movie.
If there was
I was blown away.
if this was a modern Fredrik Knudsen video, this video would be like 2 hours long. This would be 2 hours long.
And, hopefully that wasn't misleading. Maybe it was, and I'm not ruling it out. Maybe you guys.
It'd be like 2 hours long.
Something that was something that I wrote and produced. Especially since we're talking about like where in continuity this falls. I don't know. But it's one of the ideas that I might start kicking around. When will you see results? That's the tricky thing. I don't know. Once I kind of get an idea
this is foreshadowing.
What kind of
so much
movie I wanna do, I
foreshadowing in
have to
this.
get, an idea of what my limits on budget are.
The reception to this announcement was so negative that he disabled ratings and comments.
God
One comment
damn.
from a disappointed fan reads so: "Well, it's happened. Donations aimed towards helping someone make internet reviews have now officially given them an excuse to make less reviews.
It'll
In
be
fact,
out when it's
the
out.
movie is a disastrous idea. It'll never happen, and Spoony knows it'll never happen."
The thing is, given the quality of the movies by Channel Awesome, Linkara, etc., very little would have been
ability to deliver any
required to
semblance
deliver
of
what
consistent
people
quality
expected.
Content. I haven't seen an increase in the quality of your videos. In fact, most videos are now vlogs that have basically no editing. And even then, the wrestling videos are completely unintelligible to anyone who hasn't grown up watching wrestling. And the Patreon goals? What happened to those? Are you telling me that you can't edit together a 3-hour Cards Against Humanity for the people who are personally paying for your livelihood? Are you telling me you can't piece together a single DVD together in almost 6 months? All of this
How
without
many
providing
months?
any semblance of updates or feedback? Unquote. 3 months of that year
Damn.
went without normal review videos, though he continued
No
with other,
book.
less scripted content.
No movie.
This, however, was not enough to satiate his fans, and his Patreon began to steadily
And
decline.
there it is.
What's
There's
more,
the
people were
decline of
growing more critical in the
Patreons.
comments sections of his videos, but these appear to have been lost. This is because, in response to the negative criticism, he closed the comments on most of his videos on January 8th, 2015. He would only
Oh.
release one review that year, divided into 2 parts. In May, he began irregularly live streaming games, following in the trend of other content
hey, Black
creators at
Flag.
the time,
Hell yeah.
But the views on these would drop off as the months passed, and they would quickly cease to receive more than 10,000 total views. During these, he would sometimes
I
grow
would kill
angry
for
at
those
his viewers
numbers.
in the chat. By June of 2015, monthly pledges had dropped from $5,000 a month
He actually
to
streamed
4,000.
17
By the end
hours
of
ago.
that
The
year,
first
it had
stream he did in
plummeted to
4 months.
2,500.
Could it be
His
fate?
infrequent uploads also lost him much of his viewer base, and even when he uploaded full reviews, they would receive far less attention. Despite his decreasing viewer base, however, he would again begin to receive
February.
attention, though not for the reasons that he may have been expecting.
Huh?
Noah had become more active on Twitter as the months had dragged on,
Oh
even as his
boy,
release schedule
here-
grew ever more
Oh
protracted.
no,
He
he's
had
doing a
become known
movie,
for
Bob.
feuding with others, including content creators, though he would occasionally mention that he was working on reviews that would, quote, not pan out.
Die of
However,
something you're
in
evil.
mid-2016,
Damn.
as Donald Trump was emerging as the most likely Republican presidential candidate, he began tweeting even more frequently, railing against him and his followers. He would soon be releasing dozens of tweets throughout every day, and he grew even more angry when Trump was elected, growing more active on Twitter even as his content production reduced.
yeah,
to the
he's
point that there was a
100%
6-month
doing,
gap in any content at all, from January to July of 2017.
Literally doing
Unsurprisingly, his
a
Patreon
movie, Bob.
continued to slide downward. By 2017, he
Downward-
was
the
making
downward
approximately
spiral.
$1,000 a month. This number was nearly halved by July. He began complaining about not
Even
being able to
DSP
pay
makes
bills or
more
the
on
mortgage his
Patreon.
new
That's
house,
fucked
which he
up.
had recently bought with April.
And yeah,
But
the-
even so,
the all-
no edited videos were produced
the
through the
forever
entirety of
immortal
2017. By this
DSP.
point, he also had stopped seeing his psychiatrist. In May, someone alerted Noah to the fact that someone had been placing banner ads on his website, teasing him over his lack of content production. In
That's
response, he
fucking
removed all of
funny.
his banner ads on May 30th.
Nice.
His return in July of 2017 only included his live streams. Though these streams were one of his last sources of income, he was doing them far less frequently, with no more than 4 in a month through the rest of the year and into 2018.
Damn,
This
even
degradation would soon
Saba
reach its
streams
apex.
more than him.
On January 14th, 2018, Noah's Twitter account was suspended after
At
he made
least
a
she
comment
shows up
reading,
occasionally.
"Let this be an
Oh my
important
God.
lesson. Your health insurance doesn't give a piss whether or not I kill myself or how many people I take down with me." Neither this comment
that's
nor his
incriminating.
suspension was surprising, as he had been
He
suspended
got taken
only a few
over by
months
Dr.
prior, but as
Insano.
the days passed,
That's what
people began
happened.
to
It's
realize
Dr.
that this
Insano that's
suspension
doing
may be
this.
permanent. As of the production of this video, the account is still suspended, with his tweets only surviving as screenshots. 1 month later, on February 16th, his forums also went offline. One viewer of his expressed the belief that this was due to an update on his personal homepage, which was incompatible with his forums. These forums, as of production, are also still defunct.
Lost
the website
media.
itself has numerous non-functional elements, including a broken search bar, but the links to Noah's Amazon wishlist, April's Etsy store, a donation button, and the link to Noah's Patreon are still at the top of the site. With Noah's chief methods of communication with the outside world cut off, his hopeful viewers are left in limbo while his finances and apparently his mental state continue to degrade, with few answers to
Phil
any
has
of
hidden his
fans'
exact
questions.
amount, but
While a
it
few
used to be
hold out hope that
visible
he
and
will
higher than
return to making
Spoony's.
content, almost all have
Oh, and
abandoned
April
it.
left him
His
too.
YouTube
but
subscriber count continues to
it
hover
was
around
inevitable.
115,000, though less than a tenth of these subscribers seem to be watching any of his new content. No word on the progress of the Spoony movie has been given for years. He
It
now
has
serves
never-
as an
it has
example to
never
other
even come
content
out
creators
ever.
about how fame and viewership on the internet can be so powerful, but also how the goodwill of that viewership must not be taken for granted if one chooses to linger in the online space.
I'm so grateful for all of you guys, to be honest. I will say that. Meager as we are, I still appreciate everyone. Gotta stay humble. Fortunately, Channel Awesome never saw any controversy again after Spoony's departure. Honey, what are you doing? Shut up, Mom. A man on the internet told me to film myself stabbing the grass with my katana. If I win, I get a picture of him. Lord Cat tells Noah to act professional while venomously insulting him. No holds barred was rather ironic. Yeah. His house got foreclosed. He moved back with his parents and nearly killed someone in a traffic accident. When a character named Dr. Insano is actually more mentally stable than its creator, that's fucking hilarious. Oh, and not only that, but his brother was a police officer, and he killed, and apparently this is alleged. This is alleged, but his brother killed an unarmed Mexican man. Yeah, there you go. His brother was a police officer, shot a Mexican man. This was, I think, if I remember correctly, that was during the height of Trayvon Martin. So, yeah, police was under even more scrutiny than back then. But yeah. And finally, one of the big takeaways, there's always a girl, there's always a basement, and there's always a downfall. Like poetry, it rhymes. But yeah, moral of the story, rest in peace, Spoony. Juan, but not forgotten.